Hey everyone, welcome back to Smart English Speaking. I'm Leo.
And I'm Emily. Today we have a really important topic, Leo. I think this might be one of our most useful episodes yet.
I agree. We're talking about something almost every English learner struggles with, translating in your head before you speak.
Yes, if you've ever thought a sentence in your own language first and then tried to change it into English, this episode is for you.
By the end of today, you'll have 4 simple habits that can help you think directly in English. No more translating, no more delays, just natural, confident speaking.
Let's get right into it. So, Leo, tell me, why are we even talking about this topic today?
Well, yesterday I was working with a new student, a really smart woman. She knows hundreds of English words, grammar rules too.
Okay.
But when she tries to speak, she told me, Leo, my brain freezes.
Oh, I know that feeling so well. It's so common among learners.
Right? And I asked her, what exactly happens in your head right before you speak?
And what did she say?
She said, first, I think the sentence in my own language. Then I translate it into English word by word. Then I say it out loud.
Just hearing that makes me tired.
Exactly. She's doing 3 jobs at once, thinking, translating, and speaking, all in just a few seconds.
No wonder she feels stuck. That's a lot of mental work for one sentence.
And here's the tricky part. While she's busy translating in her head, the conversation keeps moving. The other person is waiting. Maybe they ask another question, and she's still stuck on the first sentence.
That's such a common experience. I actually remember feeling exactly like that when I was learning Spanish years ago.
Really? You struggled with this too?
Oh, absolutely. I used to think of a sentence in English first, then quietly translate it in my head, word by word, before speaking Spanish. What happened? It made me sound so slow and unsure, even though I actually understood a lot more than I could show. People probably thought I didn't know much Spanish, but really, my brain was just stuck in translation mode.
That's exactly what we want to fix today. The word for that hesitation, by the way, is freeze, to stop suddenly because you feel nervous or unsure.
Let's say it slowly together for our listeners. Freeze. Freeze. My mind freezes when I try to speak quickly.
Perfect. Now here's the good news. This is completely fixable. Today we're sharing 4 simple methods to help you stop translating and start thinking directly in English.
And once you do that, everything becomes faster, easier, and much more natural. Emily, before we jump into the methods, can you explain why translating creates such a big problem?
Sure. Let me use a simple picture. Imagine your brain has a small road, like a single-lane street.
Okay, I'm picturing it.
When you translate, you're sending your thoughts down 3 different roads instead of just one.
3 roads? Tell me about each one.
Road number 1. You think the idea in your first language. Road number 2, you translate that idea into English. And road number 3, you finally speak it out loud.
And all 3 roads take time.
Exactly. By the time you're ready to speak, the conversation has already moved forward. The other person might repeat the question or change the subject completely.
That's so relatable. Even confident learners feel embarrassed when this happens.
It's not because they don't know English. It's simply because their brain is doing extra unnecessary work.
So, what's the real goal today?
The goal is simple. We want to help your brain skip that translation step completely, just 1 road instead of 3. Thought goes directly into English.
And that's a habit, a new pathway we can build with practice.
Exactly. Let's call it direct thinking. No detours, no middle language, just a straight line from thought to speech.
I love that. Direct thinking, from idea straight into English.
Let's move into our first method because I think our listeners are ready to start practicing.
Okay, method number 1 is one of my personal favorites. I call it narrate your day.
Tell everyone how it works.
It's simple. Throughout your normal day, describe what you're doing, silently in your head or even quietly out loud, using simple English sentences.
Can you give us an example?
Sure, right now I might think, I am sitting at my desk. I am drinking coffee. My coffee is very hot.
Just simple, short sentences.
Exactly. You don't need fancy grammar or complicated words. Just describe the world around you directly in English.
I really like this method because it's so easy to start. You can practice it while brushing your teeth in the morning,
While cooking breakfast,
while walking to work or school.
literally anywhere, anytime. There's no special equipment, no books, no apps needed.
Let's explain a useful word here, narrate. To narrate means to describe what is happening, like a storyteller describing a scene.
Let's say it slowly together. Narrate. Narrate. I narrate my day in English every morning.
Beautiful. Now let's actually practice this together, right now, live.
I love live practice. Let's do it.
Okay, I'll start a sentence and Emily, you finish it in your own words.
I'm ready.
Right now, I am...
I'm sitting comfortably in a quiet room talking with my friend Leo about English.
Perfect. See how natural that felt?
It really did. No translating at all. The thought just came directly in English.
Listeners, it's your turn now. Pause this podcast for 10 seconds and say out loud, right now I am. Then finish the sentence yourself in English.
Great job, everyone. You just thought and spoke in English at the same time, completely skipping the translation step.
That feeling you just experienced, that's exactly what we're training your brain to do more often.
One small sentence at a time.
Okay, Emily, let's move to method number 2. This one genuinely surprised me the first time I learned it.
Ooh, I love a good surprise. Tell everyone.
Instead of thinking of a word first, we train our brain to think of the image first.
What exactly do you mean by that?
Okay, let's try it together. Imagine a dog. But don't think of the word dog yet. Just picture a real dog in your mind. Its fur, its tail, the sound of its bark.
Okay, I'm picturing it clearly.
Now, the English word dog should appear naturally in your mind because you connected the image directly to English, not through your first language at all.
Oh, that's such a smart trick. So basically, we skip the translation bridge completely.
Exactly right. Your brain path becomes image goes directly to English word, not image, then your first language, then finally English.
That's a much shorter, faster path.
Precisely. And here's a useful word connected to this idea, image, meaning a picture in your mind or in real life.
Let's pronounce it carefully together. The stress is on the first part of the word. Image, image, image.
Perfect pronunciation, Emily.
This method works wonderfully with everyday objects too. For example, look at a chair near you right now. Instead of translating the word in your head, just look at it and think chair directly.
Try this with your kitchen, your bedroom, your office, anywhere you spend time daily.
Look at a spoon, think spoon. Look at a window, think window. No translating, just direct connection.
Small daily practice like this slowly rewires how your brain processes language.
Let's explain that word too. Rewire means to change how something works internally, like fixing new electrical wires inside a machine. Here, we mean training your brain in a completely new way.
Let's use it in a sentence. Practicing daily can rewire your brain to think directly in English.
I really love this method because it works everywhere, all day long, without needing extra time in your schedule.
Exactly. You're not adding new time, you're just changing how you use the time you already have.
Leo, let's talk about method number 3 now. This one might sound a little strange to some listeners.
Go ahead, tell them.
Talking to yourself either out loud or quietly in your head, is honestly one of the best ways to build real fluency.
Why does it work so well, do you think?
Because it completely removes pressure. There's no one listening, no one judging your grammar or your accent. You're completely free to make mistakes.
And mistakes are exactly how we learn and improve, right?
Exactly right. So, for example, while you're cooking dinner tonight, you might say quietly, "Okay, first I need to cut the onions. This knife is very sharp. I should be careful with my fingers."
It sounds simple, almost silly, but it's genuinely so powerful for building confidence.
And here's the real secret, Leo. The more often you talk to yourself in English, the more automatic the process becomes.
Automatic, meaning it happens naturally without conscious effort.
Exactly. Eventually, you won't even notice that you're thinking in English anymore. It simply happens on its own.
Let's pronounce that important word slowly together. Automatic. Automatic. After enough practice, speaking English became automatic for me.
Beautifully said.
Listeners, here's a fun challenge for today. Pick one small daily activity, maybe making tea, walking your dog, or cleaning your room.
And describe that activity out loud in English, step by step, exactly as you do it.
Don't worry at all about being perfect. Grammar mistakes are completely fine. Just focus on speaking freely.
The goal isn't perfection. The goal is building a new, comfortable habit.
I actually do this every single morning while making my coffee. I say things like, "Now I'm pouring the water. Now I'm adding sugar. This smells really good today."
Does your coffee ever answer back?
Not yet, but I'm still hopeful.
That's the spirit we want everyone listening to have. Playful, relaxed, and consistent. Okay, Leo, our fourth and final method. Honestly, this one might be my personal favorite of all.
The bedtime trick, right?
Exactly. Right before falling asleep, your brain becomes very relaxed and unusually open to learning new information.
So what exactly should learners do during this time?
Spend just 2 or 3 quiet minutes reviewing your entire day, silently in English, right there in bed.
Can you give us a simple example?
Sure, you might think, today was a really good day. I learned 3 new English words. I talked to my friend on the phone for a while. Tomorrow, I will practice speaking again.
Simple, calm, and genuinely effective.
And because your body and mind are already relaxed at that moment, your brain absorbs the language more naturally, without any performance pressure at all.
Let's pronounce that word carefully. Absorb. Notice the soft Z sound in the middle, not a hard S sound.
Let's say it slowly together. Absorb. Absorb. My brain absorbs English more easily when I'm relaxed.
I've personally tried this method myself, and I noticed something interesting after about 2 weeks.
What did you notice?
I started having actual dreams in English. Simple conversations, nothing complicated, but definitely in English.
That's such a wonderful sign of real progress. It genuinely means your brain has started treating English as a natural, everyday language, not just a subject you study.
Exactly, and that's really our ultimate goal here, for English to feel like a natural part of your daily thinking, not a separate, difficult task. Emily, I want to be honest with our listeners for just a moment here.
Please, go ahead.
This transformation we're describing, thinking in English instead of translating constantly, it doesn't happen overnight for anyone.
That's such an important point. It's a real skill, just like learning to ride a bicycle for the first time.
Right, and at first it feels wobbly and uncomfortable, doesn't it?
Completely wobbly. You might fall a few times, feel embarrassed, want to give up completely.
But with consistent daily practice, even just 5 or 10 minutes a day, your brain slowly builds brand new pathways over time.
And one wonderful day, almost without noticing, you'll realize you understood an entire sentence in English without translating it at all.
That specific moment feels absolutely amazing, doesn't it?
It really, truly does. It's like a little celebration happening quietly inside your own head.
So please, everyone listening, be patient and kind with yourself throughout this process.
Progress is still progress, even when it feels incredibly small or slow.
Let's explain that useful word again. Wobbly, meaning unstable or shaky, not steady at all.
My first few English conversations felt wobbly, but I gradually got much better with practice.
I remember my own wobbly moments very clearly, actually.
Really? Tell us about one.
When I first started teaching, I sometimes forgot simple words mid-sentence right in front of my students.
That must have felt embarrassing at the time.
It did, honestly, but I kept practicing anyway, and eventually those moments became much rarer.
That's exactly the mindset we want everyone listening today to remember and hold on to.
Leo, before we finish, let's talk about a few common mistakes people make while trying these methods.
Great idea. What's the first mistake you often see?
Trying to do everything perfectly right from the very first day. People expect instant, flawless results.
And when that doesn't happen immediately, they feel discouraged and simply quit.
Exactly. Remember, this is a gradual process, not a quick magical fix.
What's another common mistake, do you think?
Trying all 4 methods at once on the very first day. That creates way too much mental pressure.
Right. It's much better to choose just one method, practice it consistently for about a week, and then slowly add another one.
Small, steady steps always work better than one giant, overwhelming leap.
What else have you noticed, Emily?
Some learners criticize themselves too harshly whenever they accidentally translate in their head.
That's such an important point. Occasional translating is completely normal, especially in the beginning stages.
Exactly. The goal isn't to translate 0 times ever again. The goal is simply to translate less and less over time.
Be gentle with yourself throughout this entire journey. Speak to yourself the same way you'd encourage a good friend.
Beautifully said, Leo.
Leo, let's make this even more practical. Can we walk through a real example together, step by step?
I love that idea. Let's use something everyone does, ordering coffee.
Perfect example. So imagine you walk into a coffee shop. In the translating version, what happens in your head?
Okay, let's act it out. In the translating version, I might think first, I want a coffee with milk. Then I pause and translate word by word. I want a coffee with milk. Then finally, I say it.
And by the time you finish translating, the barista is already looking at you, waiting.
Exactly, and that little pause creates so much unnecessary stress.
Now let's try the direct thinking version instead. How would that feel?
In the direct version, I walk in, I see the menu, and the thought simply appears already in English. 1 coffee with milk, please.
No middle step at all, no first language involved.
Right, because I've practiced this exact phrase so many times using our methods, narrating my day, talking to myself, reviewing before sleep, that it now comes out automatically.
That's such a perfect, real example. Let's practice this together right now, live, for our listeners.
Great idea. I'll play the customer and you play the barista, Leo.
Okay, here we go. Hi there, what can I get for you today?
Hi, can I get a medium coffee with milk, please? No sugar, thank you.
Of course. Anything else for you today?
Actually, yes. Could I also add a small chocolate cookie, please?
Absolutely. That'll be $5, please.
Here you go. Thank you so much.
See how naturally that flowed? No hesitation, no visible translating.
And listeners, this exact short conversation is something you can practice on your own right now using our 4th method, talking to yourself.
Try saying both parts out loud alone in your room. Play the customer, then play the barista.
It might feel a little silly at first, but trust me, it genuinely works.
Repetition like this builds real, lasting confidence for real-life situations.
I want to address something important here. Fear. So many learners feel afraid to speak, even after learning these methods.
That's such an important point. Fear is honestly one of the biggest blockers, even bigger than grammar or vocabulary sometimes.
Why do you think that is?
Because learners often worry about being judged. They think, what if I make a mistake? What if people laugh at my accent?
I understand that feeling completely. I felt it myself learning Spanish, actually.
Really? Even you?
Absolutely. I remember ordering food once, and I completely mixed up two words. The waiter looked confused for a second.
What happened next?
He simply smiled, gently corrected me, and brought exactly what I wanted anyway. Nothing terrible happened at all.
That's usually how it goes in real life, isn't it? Most people are actually kind and patient with learners.
Exactly. And here's a helpful mindset shift. Instead of fearing mistakes, try seeing each mistake as useful information.
Meaning what exactly?
Meaning, a mistake simply shows you exactly what to practice next. It's not a failure, it's a helpful little signpost.
I really love that idea. Mistakes as signposts, not failures.
Let's turn fear into fuel instead of letting it become a wall that stops us completely.
Beautifully put, Emily. Listeners, next time you feel nervous before speaking English, try repeating this to yourself. Mistakes are simply useful information, not failure.
Say it with us right now, out loud. Mistakes are useful information.
One more time, with confidence. Mistakes are useful information.
Leo, let's help our listeners put this all together into one simple, realistic daily routine.
Great idea. Let's design a sample day using everything we discussed today.
Okay, let's start with the morning. What should learners do right after waking up?
Right after waking up, narrate your morning routine silently in English. I am getting out of bed. I am brushing my teeth. The water is cold today.
Perfect. That's method number 1. What about during breakfast?
During breakfast, try the picture method. Look at your food and connect the image directly to English words, no translating.
Bread, butter, orange juice. Simple and direct.
Exactly. Then, throughout the day, while commuting, cooking, cleaning, practice talking to yourself about whatever you're doing.
And finally, right before falling asleep at night, quietly review your entire day in English.
4 methods naturally woven into one ordinary day without adding any extra time at all.
That's honestly the beauty of this whole approach. It fits perfectly into a life you're already living.
No extra classes, no new schedule, no expensive apps required.
Just a small, gentle shift in how you use the time you already have every single day.
I think that's such an empowering thought for anyone feeling busy or overwhelmed.
Absolutely. Learning English doesn't have to feel like one more difficult task on your to-do list.
It can simply become part of how you already move through your day.
All right, let's quickly review everything we covered today for our listeners. Sounds perfect. Method number 1, narrate your day using simple, everyday English sentences.
Method number 2,
Think directly in pictures, not words. Connect images straight to English, skipping your first language completely.
method number 3,
Talk to yourself, out loud or quietly in your head, anytime and anywhere throughout your day.
and finally, method number 4.
Review your entire day in simple English right before falling asleep each night.
4 wonderfully simple, genuinely powerful daily habits.
Listeners, please try just one of these methods today. Don't attempt all 4 at once. That creates unnecessary pressure.
Choose one method, practice it consistently for one full week, and then slowly add another one afterward.
Small, steady, consistent steps will always take you much further than big, overwhelming ones. Okay, let's do one final speaking practice together before we finish today's episode.
I'll say a sentence starter, and everyone listening, yes, you, right now, will say your own ending, out loud.
Are you ready, everyone?
Here's the first one. My favorite thing about today is...
Wonderful work, everyone.
Here's the second one. Tomorrow, I am going to...
Amazing! You just practiced thinking and speaking directly in English, completely skipping the translation step.
That's exactly the mental muscle we're building here together, one small conversation at a time.
One more just for fun. If I could speak perfect English tomorrow, the first thing I would do is...
Beautiful answers, everyone. I can genuinely feel the progress happening already.
Leo, before we close today, let's answer a few questions our listeners have sent us this week.
I love this part of the show. What's the first question?
Someone named Carlos asked, what if I don't have anyone to practice speaking with?
That's such a common worry. Carlos, the good news is that 3 of our 4 methods today don't require another person at all.
Exactly right. Narrating your day, thinking in pictures, and talking to yourself, all of these can be done completely alone.
You genuinely don't need a partner to build this skill. Your own voice, your own mind is more than enough.
What's the next question?
A listener named Mai asked, how long before I notice real results?
Great question, Mai. Honestly, it depends on consistency more than talent.
Some learners notice small improvements within just 2 or 3 weeks of daily practice.
Others take a bit longer, and that's completely normal too. Everyone's brain adjusts at its own natural pace.
The most important thing is showing up daily, even for just 5 minutes rather than doing one long session occasionally.
Small, consistent drops of water eventually fill an entire cup.
Beautifully said. What's our last question for today?
Someone named Ahmed asked, is it okay if I still translate sometimes, even after practicing these methods?
Absolutely, Ahmed. Translating occasionally is completely normal, even for advanced learners.
The goal was never to reach 0 translation. The goal is simply gradual improvement over time.
Think of it like a dimmer switch, slowly turning down the translating rather than a light switch that turns off instantly.
I really love that comparison, Leo. A dimmer switch, not a light switch.
Thank you all so much for sending in these thoughtful questions. Please keep sending more for future episodes.
We genuinely read every single one, and we love featuring your questions on the show. Okay, let's do one final speaking practice together before we finish today's episode.
I'll say a sentence starter, and everyone listening, yes, you, right now, will say your own ending out loud.
Are you ready, everyone?
Here's the first one. My favorite thing about today is...
Wonderful work, everyone.
Here's the second one. Tomorrow, I am going to...
Amazing! You just practiced thinking and speaking directly in English, completely skipping the translation step.
That's exactly the mental muscle we're building here together, one small conversation at a time.
One more just for fun. If I could speak perfect English tomorrow, the first thing I would do is...
Beautiful answers, everyone. I can genuinely feel the progress happening already.
Leo, before we close today, let's answer a few questions our listeners have sent us this week.
I love this part of the show. What's the first question?
Someone named Carlos asked, what if I don't have anyone to practice speaking with?
That's such a common worry, Carlos. The good news is that 3 of our 4 methods today don't require another person at all.
Exactly right. Narrating your day, thinking in pictures, and talking to yourself. All of these can be done completely alone.
You genuinely don't need a partner to build this skill. Your own voice, your own mind is more than enough.
What's the next question?
A listener named Mai asked, how long before I notice real results?
Great question, Mai. Honestly, it depends on consistency more than talent.
Some learners notice small improvements within just 2 or 3 weeks of daily practice.
Others take a bit longer, and that's completely normal too. Everyone's brain adjusts at its own natural pace.
The most important thing is showing up daily, even for just 5 minutes, rather than doing one long session occasionally.
Small, consistent drops of water eventually fill an entire cup.
Beautifully said. What's our last question for today?
Someone named Ahmed asked, is it okay if I still translate sometimes, even after practicing these methods?
Absolutely, Ahmed. Translating occasionally is completely normal, even for advanced learners.
The goal was never to reach 0 translation. The goal is simply gradual improvement over time.
Think of it like a dimmer switch, slowly turning down the translating, rather than a light switch that turns off instantly.
I really love that comparison, Leo. A dimmer switch, not a light switch.
Thank you all so much for sending in these thoughtful questions. Please keep sending more for future episodes.
We genuinely read every single one, and we love featuring your questions on the show.
Emily, before we wrap up completely, I want to share one quick story that always motivates me.
Please go ahead.
I once taught a student named Yuki who was terrified of speaking English, even simple sentences.
What changed for her?
She started using the talk to yourself method every single morning while making breakfast, just for 2 minutes daily.
Just 2 minutes? That's such a small commitment.
Exactly, and after about 1 month, she told me something I'll never forget.
What did she say?
She said, Leo, this morning I realized I was thinking about my schedule completely in English without even trying.
That gave me chills just hearing it.
It really is such a powerful, quiet moment of progress, and it all started with something as simple as talking about breakfast.
That story perfectly proves that small, consistent habits truly do create big, meaningful changes over time.
Exactly. So to everyone listening today, please remember Yuki's story whenever you feel discouraged.
Your own breakfast moment is coming too, even if it hasn't happened yet. Before we say goodbye, Leo, is there anything you personally still struggle with, even now?
Honestly, yes. Sometimes when I'm tired or stressed, I notice myself slipping back into translating a little.
That's so reassuring to hear, actually. Even teachers aren't perfect all the time.
Exactly, and that's an important thing for learners to understand. This isn't about reaching some perfect finished state.
It's about building a stronger habit that becomes more natural over time, even if it's never completely 100%.
Right, and honestly, even native speakers pause, search for words, and restart sentences sometimes.
That's such a comforting reminder. Speaking naturally doesn't mean speaking perfectly.
It simply means speaking freely, without that heavy, exhausting translation process slowing you down constantly.
So, Leo, what's the one thing you really want listeners to remember from today's episode?
I want them to remember this clearly. Your brain isn't broken, and you're definitely not bad at English.
You simply need more practice thinking directly in the language instead of constantly translating it.
Every single fluent speaker in the world started exactly where you are standing right now.
Every single one, without exception.
So please, be kind to yourself throughout this journey. Keep practicing consistently and genuinely trust the process.
If today's episode helped you in any way, please share it with a friend who's also learning English.
And come back next week where we'll practice real, everyday conversations you can use immediately in your daily life.
Until then,
Keep thinking in English.
and keep speaking with genuine confidence.
See you all very soon.
Bye, everyone.